Hi everyone, I'm immigration lawyer John Khosravi. Thank you for joining us today, this Wednesday, October 10th. Oh, it's already October 10th. Coming live on our regular Wednesday Q&A session, 5 to 5:30ish p.m. Pacific time. I hear my kids screaming in the background. That's just life in quarantine. We're live here on YouTube, JQK Law Firm, as well as on Instagram and on JK Law Firm, and on TikTok, immigration lawyer John. As people are trickling in, we'll tell you to, ask your questions. We'll go into it. There's been a lot of changes happening in the immigration system, as usual, every couple hours, it seems. The H-1B program has gotten hit. Right now, they postponed at the very least the increase in fees. But at the other end, the public charge rule is in place, and submission of the Form I-944 is a requirement from, October 13th on. So essentially, all new cases have to submit it with it. Those that submitted previously without it will get RFE. So that's a quick note I wanted to put out there. And also a reminder, if you're interested in doing a marriage green card case, you should download the Ultimate Marriage Green Card Guide. It's a free ebook that you can get by going to www.marriageimmigrationlaw.com. Again, that's www.marriageimmigrationlaw.com, and downloading the free guide that breaks down the process. So you have the initial strategy and understanding of how a marriage green card case works, and then you can decide to take it from there. Nazir, I'm good to see you too. Everyone's coming in now. Throw out your questions if you had any, and with that, let's get it started. All right, so it's been a kind of a crazy time for immigration lawyers in particular. We had some major events happen. So on October 2nd, there was going to be this massive fee increase that was going to kick in. And that fee increase caused a lot of clients to even come last second to file their cases before it went up. So we were busy with that. And then near the end of September, we got notified that the visa bulletin, which has the line it takes for certain categories of people to get green cards, that jumped forward dramatically, especially for EB3 and Indian cases. So all of a sudden we got slammed. A lot of people needing work that are applying for green cards, particularly Indian clients. And the I-944 is back to public charge, so it adds extra time for processing this stuff. So it's been a really crazy, hectic time. They're slammed with work right now, immigration lawyers. It's pretty overwhelming. And then yesterday, the president's team announces that they're going to change the H-1B rules to make it more difficult to get the H-1B visa and increase the amount that has to be paid those people, or else it's not going to be accepted. So it's wild, the stuff that are happening. Things that have been commonplace for a long time are still like that. So we have questions coming up about timelines, like the National Visa Center. When it comes to how long something takes, it just depends on who has your case and when they have time to see it. So there's no timeline to say I'm sure waste. It really depends on the case. Raj says, as I submitted in August, I didn't hear from them until now. Why does it take so long? Because it is, there's, this thing called the coronavirus that's shut down half the world. Things take a long time. So if you submit August 20th, I'm not sure what you mean by it's taking so long. It is what it is. The understaffed and things are shut down semi. The son asked, please, I have a question. Can I apply for citizenship 5 years, 90 days from the date of the green, minus 90 days? I don't know, son. I don't know anything about you. So when it comes to thinking about whether you can apply for citizenship, whether you apply for something like that, I need to know more details about your background. You might have issues that will prevent me from being able to prevent you from being able to filing it. Or if you submit, they might find out something's wrong with your case and try to kick you out. So whether you can file or not, I don't know. At the minimum, if you're not married to a U.S. citizen, you have to wait 5 years, and you can submit the application 90 days before that 5-year time. But whether you can file or not, I really can't answer that question. You need to have a private consultation with an attorney to look into that. Sonny asks, what's the process for citizenship, how to start? Well, there's a lot of information online about this. First, you need to review your background and make sure it's clear, and then you look at Form N-400, application for naturalization, and you could jump into it like that. Sumit asks, I applied for I-751 3 years. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Sumit. Nazir says, do you know for kids under 12 years old applying for citizenship, how long taking? Well, kids under 12 years old can't apply for citizenship. How long it takes, again, is not a question I've answered, as I mentioned earlier. It's not a question you can answer for any case right now. It just takes how long it's going to take. But a 12-year-old child cannot apply for citizenship. You probably mean a different thing, but we have to be very specific in what we say. Is the embassy open? Well, it depends on which embassy. Some are, some aren't. Some are only seeing a couple types of cases. Some close down, some reopen. There's no consistent answer to any of this stuff. What if he came on I-94? I don't know. It's not a full question. DARPA asks, should I participate in a lawsuit for family category or else it will benefit all? I don't know. I can't advise you to what to do with all that. Lopez Ramiro asks, my wife got her green card on May for year 1. We haven't submitted the medical exam, but we got a letter that we can take when she will go to have the interview. Ramiro, I'm not sure exactly what you're saying, but if you have an interview, just take the sealed medical envelope there. If they're not going to do an envelope, we haven't submitted medical, we got a letter that we can take. If they sent you a letter reminding you to do the medical, go and do it. It's probably a good time to get it done. Shaw asks, my case is ready for interview March 23rd. It's marriage-based. How long is it going to take? It's filed in Virginia. Whenever they feel like opening up, they'll do it. They'll send it to you. So there's no how long it takes. All right. So Arsalan asks on YouTube, when will they open the embassy? I don't know. Robert Ramirez asks, NBC approved already my documents. I'm still waiting. You got to wait a little longer. Jesse asks, hi, I'm from Indonesia. Can I come to U.S. with a B2 visa to visit my friend? Potentially. The U.S. isn't shut down for getting B2 tourists, but you don't want them to have a stop in like a European country or China or one of those countries affected by a travel ban. Plus, I don't know your personal background. You might have some issues that are called inadmissibility issues. Without reviewing your case, I can't tell you. But, probably you can. Huh? David asks, can I apply for a non-work social security number if I'm undocumented? No, you can't just ask for a social security number. You have to have some sort of basis. If you go to a social security site, it lists who can ask for an asylum. It's a social security. Arslan asks, are you on Facebook? Yeah, the JQK Law Firm has a Facebook page. Just go and find it on Facebook, and you'll find a lot of my videos and postings there as well. Almiri asks, can I bring my spouse here? I'm a citizen. We're married. Well, I don't know about your case, but what you should do is go to www.marriageimmigrationlaw.com and download the Ultimate Marriage Green Card Guide. It's an ebook that describes the whole process to see whether your wife can or cannot. So there's a lot of things I would need to know that I just can't answer here because it's too much piece of information that I need. Isa asks, I'm currently on DACA recipient. If my wife petitions for me, how long is the process? Can you send me a message with your fees? I said, no, I can't send you a message of fees. You need to schedule a consultation with my office to go through it. Just because you have DACA doesn't mean you automatically get a green card. There's a long, drawn-out process if you have certain violations that may require you to leave outside the country. It could be any number of years. There's no honest answer you give to that question, especially because the embassies have been shut down and they have a huge backlog. Jignesh asks, when new LCA wage rules start applying? Today. That's that. John asks, does filing tax from Turbo and American Opportunity Credit in F1... John, you gotta ask your question better. Does filing tax from Turbo and American Opportunity Credit in F1 affect I-485? I don't know what you're talking about, so you schedule a consultation private if you're worried about your green card application. Shaw says, any idea? I don't know what you're talking about. Moon says, I applied for N400 naturalization form. I wanted to ask if I can go back to my country for 2 minutes. Probably 2 months. Generally, leaving while your case is pending is not a big deal, but there's a lot of other answers and questions I have. For example, some people have had asylum where they escaped from their country and got eventually a green card for the United States because of that. If you go and then use your home country's passport and visit that home country, they might come back later and say, you said you were afraid of going back to your home country. How come now you're going back? Were you lying to us? And so these are the factors I talk about. I keep repeating myself a lot here about saying I need to know more information, but all these little things can be very problematic. So that's something you should consult an immigration. I'm glad you bring it up so I could inform you of the complications that exist. If you want to look over something like that, definitely consult with an immigration attorney to double check on things. Moon asks, is that going to affect my process time? I don't know, Moon. I put all your questions in one place. Sumit asks, I-751 applied 3 years ago, but immigration not replied me or my lawyer, so what should I have to do? I don't know. If you applied 3 years ago, first of all, you should apply for citizenship, so that's weird. If it's been 3 years, you need to follow up. That's too long, so I don't know what to tell you. That's not good. Sunny says, on hearing, do courts send us mail for bring medical exam or have to take with myself? If it's time to bring your medical exam, you have to bring it with you. I'm not sure exactly what you mean or what stage your case actually is. Arshu asks, do they terminate asylum if somebody filed I-485 with an immigration judge? No. If you're already an immigration judge, you got to file your asylum case there. So you'd file both an asylum case and adjustment of status cases to have both of them as backups if needed. John asks, does filing tax from TurboTax and claiming, I don't know. I don't know why that would make a difference. So I need to look into more detail what you're talking about. Moon follows up, I applied for M400 naturalization. I want to ask if I go back home. Moon, I answered that already. I answered that in detail. Sunny asks, I didn't work from 2016 and 2017, even though I don't have social, but the judge told me to bring tax for 2016, 2017. Well, you could, if you didn't work and make money, you tell the judge that. I'm not sure why the judge is saying that. You should have a lawyer with you if you go to court, and so they can help you with that to explain it. Now, you can file tax returns with an ITIN, and say 0 on there, but it's not necessary if you didn't make any income. Moon says, I already answered that a couple times, Moon. Please ask the same question over and over again. Bamber Boy says, I applied for my siblings and my mom did too. Mostly, probably my mom's petition will start before me. Yeah, probably. God forbid something happens to my mom, will the case be terminated? If the case is, this is a complicated thing under a thing called 204L or something like that, humanitarian reinstatement. So if your mom does pass away, if the I-130 petition is already approved, potentially, if the government allows it, they could transfer, you could be a substitute sponsor. But that's up to USCIS. So if that happens, unfortunately, just consult with an immigration or private to look into that. Maribel says, is a birth certificate from another country be considered a form of ID to get married in the United States? I doubt it. You should not bring your passport. So get your passport from your home country. Request from the embassy if you don't have it. The son says, I married and got permanent green card. We finally divorced. Does divorce affect my case? It can. I mean, if you file for citizenship and they don't trust that the marriage is real, it could be problematic. But I mean, if it's real and you got documentation, it is what it is. All right. Jesse asks on YouTube, thank you for the answer, sir. Appreciate it. You're welcome, Jesse. Let's go back to Instagram. What's the difference between LCA and PERM? They're different processes, parts of a processes and all that. I'm not going to go into that kind of detail. One Greater Scott asks, what would be acceptable reason to request a travel ban waiver for someone from Brazil? I can't make up a reason for you. You look at your, you look at what the situation is, why you need it, and then you tell the government, U.S. government in various ways, and they approve it, they approve it. I can't help you make up a case. What are you talking about, bro? So that's that. Emoji says, hi to you too. Farah says, hi, how can we find pleas for background check? How can we find pleas for background check? Farah, I don't know what you mean by that, find pleas for background check. You gotta be more clear with your question. Ramirez, I heard that medical exam is only valid for 2 months. Is that correct? How many months medical exam expires? If you already submitted your Form I-485, the medical exam will be valid for 2 years. And that's why if you already submitted your I-485 and it's pending, if you get it, it'll valid for 2 years. So that's important. But note, when you get the medical exam from the doctor, make sure to request an additional copy, a non-sealed envelope for yourself so you can review what they did, or your lawyer, if you have a lawyer, for them to look at it and to review it, and to make sure there's no errors on there. Laura asks, please, 2 months, my petition, alien fiance, was approved, but nothing like welcome letter. NBC, what can I do? Well, you could contact the National Visa Center, NBC, if your fiance visa case not getting a response from them, or the embassy. They're being much slower now, so that situation does exist. Jignish asks, is I-944 filed with 2019 tax return valid? I'm not sure what you mean by valid. You got to submit your 2019. You should supposed to submit a tax transcript for the I-944. So that's that. Ramiro says, thank you for your answers. You're welcome, Ramiro. Hello, M. Laura. I'm not doing any live requests, but live communication, but thank you for your questions. Naswitch just asked, does filing for unemployment affect M400 application? Unless you lied on the unemployment application, no, that's unrelated. As long as, again, you didn't lie or something like that. Beer Boy asks, I love how you reply to everyone's question and too much knowledge. Thank you. Basikan says, EAD card, go back to USCIS. How long it takes to send me new address? I don't know. Usually you have a big problem. You're not going to get it back in most cases, but you got to call them up and try to organize it. Farah says, can I have your phone numbers? Farah, just email my office and describe your situation, info@jqqlaw.com. Please note, my consultations do have a fee, so email me and describe your situation. I can tell you what that is, but I don't answer, other than this live right here, I don't answer questions just willy-nilly like that. We have to have a consultation time. Carlene asks, I saw my cases ready to be scheduled for interview, but I never received the notice. There is no notice and it's ready to be scheduled interview. This is just a nonsense thing that they put online. You just have to wait to actually get the appointment. Remy asks, my EAD AP approved, waiting for next step, my I-485. So they filed the green card, the work permit was approved. If I get my interview scheduled, will it be okay to attend without my husband? I'm the primary applicant because my husband is in home country emergency. It depends. What is the basis of your green card application? If you have a marriage green card, you both have to appear. If you both don't appear, they're probably going to deny that case. You should probably request rescheduling if that's the case. Estefi asks, can I apply for a credit card if I don't have a social security number? Contact the credit card agencies and ask them. That's not an immigration question. Danielle says, I have I-751 in Potomac and F400 in Midwest. What a chance to be combo somewhere? What are the chances to a combo somewhere? Your question doesn't make sense, Daniel. You just got to be patient and you'll get to you. Ramya says, no, it's an employment-based green card. Okay, so Ramya, you have an employment-based green card pending. You're the principal. Is your husband have an I-485 that's pending as well? Green card case is pending. He has to be here for the interview. I mean, you should both be getting separate appointment notices because it's two different cases. But he could maybe request a different day or something like that, or request rescheduling. But that's that. Emor says, tell me exactly what I can do. Emor, you could call an immigration attorney, schedule a time and talk with them. But again, as I said earlier, these are just taking a while. Just be patient. Try contact NBC. They say no answer. They have to give you some sort of answer. But that's that. Jignesh asks, is it okay to file I-485 without medical, or are there chances of RRF? Yes, I normally do not submit my I-485's application for adjustment of status, only in rare particular cases when it's needed with the actual application. Now, they may be changing the rule where you have to submit the medical with the I-485 application for adjustment of status, but it's not the rule yet. So, you file the I-485 and then several months later, then you get the medical to make sure it lasts longer and doesn't expire for no reason, forcing you to get another medical checkup. Beer Bass says, is there any way to expedite the visa processing? You could ask them. It may do it, probably won't. Muhammad says, I am a U.S. citizen. When can I apply to my wife and how long it takes? Muhammad, go download my ebook at www.marriageimmigrationlaw.com, and it breaks everything down. How long it takes, it's unknown. You just have to be patient, but that at least will give you some idea of the process. How long is removal of conditions taking right now? Between 1 to 2 years on average. And Laura says, is K1 visa banned? No, the K1 visa is not banned, but there are other bans depending on which country you're from or which country you visited. There's a lot of different things going on. A lot of embassies are closed. They're not seeing people, so it takes a while for you to get a notice. So if your embassy you're going to go to is embassy is closed for COVID-19 and they're not going to open anytime soon, the embassy is not in a rush to contact you to do your interview because they're closed. They're not going to see you. So you got to be patient with this kind of stuff. You know, it's just the way it is. Agar Scott says, thank you, sorry, not more specific. An immediate family member here is experiencing extreme psychological problems, going into outpatient facility, need fiance to be here for emotional support. I don't know. There's just a lot of details that need to be known to be able to answer that question. Have the foreign fiance contact an immigration lawyer. I'm not sure what's going on with that, so I can't answer that. It's too many pieces of facts and information I need to dig into. Nasivich asks, are they doing naturalization ceremonies these days? Yes, they've been doing it for many months now. Several months now. Bastian says, can I apply for a social security number on EAD approved? Well, when you filed for EAD for I-765, you should have requested a social security number. If you didn't, you could contact the social security office and see what they're going to do, but yeah. Jignesh asks, as an Indian citizen on an L1A currently, is it possible to apply and use a B1 visa while I am in the United States? If you want to apply for a visa, you have to go to the U.S. Embassy. If you want to have a tourist visa, change of status, you could go from L1 to a B2. It's not a smart thing you do because you're going to abdicate your L1 potentially. So I'm not sure why you would do something like that. You could leave the United States, apply for B1, B2 to have that as a backup and fly in with those purposes. I don't know. I have to see why you'd want to do something like that. It's so abnormal that that's something you should consult the attorney in private with. Muhammad asks, due to closed immigration, can I apply for my wife? Immigration is not closed, and whether you can apply for your wife, I don't know because I don't know you, but download the immigration guide I have, the Ultimate Marriage Green Card ebook at www.marriageimmigrationlaw.com and check it out. Let's see, is processing time is real? I don't know what the question means, but there's no processing time. It's probably what you mean. It's going to take however long it takes. Nasovich, over a year since I filed N400, interviews in a few weeks. Do I need new travel summary? Yeah, if you've traveled, you should have a breakdown of it. Give it any updates. Yeah. Aisha asks, can I use unemployment income to bring my husband or no? No, you can't. Let's see. Etido asks, thank you for the information. Etido from Nigeria. Thank you, Etido. Appreciate that. Delora says, if your case is at the National Visa Center, NVC, and your husband is a green card holder, how long for interview? Those things that you mentioned have nothing to do with the actual case. And the interview time depends on what's going on with the embassy, if they have time to schedule you or not. Also, with the green card spouse, there's a travel ban on that, which causes more delays. So you should really have an immigration attorney helping you with that. That's the way to go. Release to ask, how long does it take for an average approval on I-130? My priority date is January. They're on June processing times. Check out the USCIS processing times. Just why ask that? Just go for that. Jigna says, just for a fallback status after L1 expires and I-485 approved. If you have filed an I-485 application, they will not approve a tourist visa. But if you already filed the I-485, you're in an authorized period to stay where you stay here even if the L1 expires. Randolph says, question, can you get arrested on your biometrics appointment if you are undocumented? I can't guarantee that you won't. Hi, can I travel on advance parole? Maybe. I don't know your background, and I don't know what countries you're visiting, so I can't answer that. There's more details needed. Immigration has gotten so complicated that you essentially have to have an immigration attorney. I hate to say that, and a lot of people are like, oh, it's just a form or something like that. But all these questions here, 5% of the people could get affected. 95% of people are okay, which is the vast majority of people, but 5% can't. So I can't answer that question. For that question about travel, advance parole, yeah, 99% of people can, but I don't know if you can. I don't know anything about your background. Even if you're going to Pakistan, I don't know, when you're going to Pakistan, is your airplane going to have a stop in a country in Europe, for example? Are they going to have a stop in Iran? So it's like, there's so many little nuances that I have to study to give you advice. I can't answer that. Nasovich, any advice on how to prep for N400 beyond civics and language? Just know your stuff. Just know your background well and those questions. Okay, Emma John Paris, well, good for you. Thanks for letting me know. Let's see. Selena asks, my I-751 is pending, but I'm eligible for N400. Can I apply? I'm in LA. Yeah, if you're still married and living with your spouse and you're not getting a divorce or something like that, you can submit your N400 application while the I-751 is pending. David Robles, since DACA is not accepting new applicants, can I apply for other type of temporary relief? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I got to see what's going on with your case. Probably not, but it might be some random thing. Lefty asks, will you sacrifice your life for Pakistan? For those who don't follow on TikTok, that's a meme that's going around. The release says, is approval granted for an I-130 prior to reaching the priority date? Is approval granted for I-130 prior to reaching the priority date? Your question doesn't make much sense. They'll approve when they approve it, and the priority date is a separate kind of thing that comes up. So that's that. You try to be more clear with your question, but I can't answer that one. All right. So actually, how long we are? 24 minutes. We got 5 or 6 minutes left. We had a blast of questions nonstop, but it's fun, keeps it lively, and hope you all enjoy watching these kind of different immigration questions. Beliter asks, how do I bring my brother here? I would like to spend more money, but I want him here ASAP. There's not a real quick way to bring a brother here. Your brother has to individually, if you want to bring it fast, apply for some sort of investor visa or some sort of talent-based visa or something like that to get here. Is green card interview still going? Yes. Sid says immigration. Immigration process is slow. That's 100% correct. Very slow. M. Laura asks, information about embassies and consulate reopening, please. Some are opening, some are closed. There you go. That's the update. Go to their websites. I guess there's like 150 embassies and 200 consulates. That question is not possible to answer. If you're looking for questions about embassies, go to their website and look at their website and ask. Nasovich asks, I'm a U.S. citizen. I filed for a sibling's green card. Can they still travel to the U.S. with tourist visa? They could try. It's up to the border protection whether they're going to hassle or not. So if at the border, when they're entering at the airport, for example, if they think your brother is coming here to stay and not leave the United States, then they're going to send him back, put on a plane and send him back. But if they think he's just coming temporarily and he will go back, then he will. So unfortunately, the answer is there's no answer. You just got to see what happens. All right, so that was a bunch of questions and blasts right there. The embassy situation is a mess. But spouses of marriage, I'm getting interviews for spouses of U.S. citizen cases. Well, that's good. Some embassies are scheduling K1 fiancé visas, some are not. In general, most categories, because of the various travel bans, are stuck right now. Chicks, yes, is J1 still going? Some types of J1s are still working. The J1 visa is a cultural exchange visa. Some people come to work. The work ones are not working. But there was a court case that actually threw that out. So maybe, I think they should start again because there was a court decision for now that says you got to throw that out. Nasovich, thank you for all this great information. You're welcome, Nasovich. Figueredo asks, good night. I'm renewing my green card in August and I did for citizenship, nothing he come out. You know, Figueredo, if you're going to give a citizenship exam with that English, you're not going to do too well. You got to retype your question. I don't know what to tell you. I can't fully understand what you're saying. I did citizenship, but nothing he come out. I don't know what that means. Selena asks, is interview a must for I-751? So I-751 removal of conditions is to prove that your marriage is real if you already got your green card from marriage base. Most cases do not require an interview. So no, it's not a must. I've never had one of my own cases up till now, and I say that and I'll get one in the mail. But I never had one of the cases I filed on my own, which started it, that had an interview. So that's that. Sandy Bass, when we get denied case, how long can I file another case VAWA? I don't know. It depends on the facts of your case, what the reason for the denial was, all that. If you got denied for fraud, then there's major issues. You're welcome, Chicksteeny. Santosh asks, embassy in Pakistan, I don't know. Riza says, today I got my green card. Congratulations, Riza. Congratulations on getting that approved. What kind of green card is it? Did you have an interview or not? How long it took? The question that people ask, how long did it take? All that kind of stuff. Please share if you have the time. Right. Relisa says, what I'm essentially asking is, I filed an I-130 since January through my LPR spouse. We got a receipt, but the status has not changed. So I'm asking where the approval notice is normally given before priority date. If you do an I-130 for a LPR spouse, there's no priority date really needed because the statute is current right now and it will be. It really is, you got to wait for the I-130 to be approved, which will probably take a year to a year and a half. And then if you're in the United States, you could have filed for adjustment of status at the same time or even now if your case is appropriate and you don't have any violations. But if you're outside, then eventually you have to do a consular processing. I don't know what the rules and laws are going to be in a year from now, so it's really hard to tell which way it's going. Yeah, so okay. Aliwani says, I became American citizen today. Well, congratulations. We got great. We got a green card holder, new green card holder, new citizen. Congratulations, Aliwatoni. Let's see, how long did it take after you filed the case? And which USCIS office did you do your interview at? These are the questions people want to know. How long citizenship case? I want to see in your case where you went to your interview, how long it took. Maybe you can help some of our colleagues out, some of our people watching out with that kind of stuff. All right, so we're about to end it, actually running out of time for today. Let's get one or two last questions in there. My kid's screaming and yelling at the door, so we got to go and see what's going on over there. Let's see, Kyra asks, what is the process for a marriage interview? I filed my marriage application February 8th. Well, Kyra, go download my ebook, the Ultimate Marriage Green Card Guide at www.marriageimmigrationlaw.com. It'll give you a breakdown of the process and a lot of sample questions that you can prepare for your adjustment interview if you're having an adjustment interview based on marriage. Okay, S. Timur says, for the I-130, why does it take 6 or 7 months when it takes 1 year? I don't know. It just takes however long it takes them. It is what it is. You're dealing with the government bureaucracy that's understaffed and doesn't care, so it is what it is. Sumaya says, what is the new news about premium processing? Well, they're going to be opening up premium processing. That means faster decisions for a lot of different types of cases, including work permits. But the problem is you got to spend a bunch of money, $1,500, $2,000, $2,500, you know, a lot of money, more than $2,000 to get the premium decision. Marek asks, did the government bail out the USCIS? I'm not sure exactly they bailed them out or not, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on. STMR says, website once again for your guidebook. Sure, it's www, and you have to type in the www part, .marriageimmigrationlaw.com, www.marriageimmigrationlaw.com. Sumaya says, does that include I-130 application? No, unfortunately, I don't remember seeing it I-130, but it does include the work permit I-765. Okay, so I guess that's about it for today. I guess one last thing right here, Mark asks, do you think the USCIS will try to increase the fees again? For sure. USCIS will do everything to make life more uncomfortable for people as long as this administration is happening, and probably whoever is next administration too. It's been difficult. A lot of good people work there, but it seems like there's some bad apples there. Just want to make things hard for the sake of being hard, even things that should be easy. You know, they are underfunded. They probably should be increasing the fees because it is expensive, but the thing is, like, I have all these cases right now where they send us RFEs, requests for evidence, for things we already sent them. So there's so much waste of money and time and all this that are happening. So, you know, if they had an efficient system, no, they should increase the fees. But because of the way things are and bureaucracies and politics, that's going to happen. They're going to have to increase their fees. Because all they're going to do now is just, like, not pay everybody or give worse service because they don't have money. So there's a win-win for them. The people in charge are getting the same thing they wanted, which is hassling immigrants. All right, everybody. Oluwara says, took 5 months. 5 months for a citizenship case? Oh, wow, Oluwara Tony. Congratulations. What city was it in? We're going to leave right now. If you get it in a few more seconds, let me know what city it was in. You know, citizenship, that's the thing. Sometimes it's 5 months. Sometimes it's 2 years. That's the answer when people ask how much things take. You know, I don't have, it's not in my hands, and USCIS does what USCIS wants to do. That's about it. All right, everybody. Miami. Wow, Miami fill-off is working fast. You know, I have a colleague in Pennsylvania. He says they're getting citizenship in like 3 months. Not so much in Los Angeles. Hey, John, great session as always. Thank you so much. It's good to see you again. Hope to see you in LA soon if you're not here already. Are you in LA yet, Gokhan? Let me know. Did you move yet, or are you still back in the East Coast? I'll keep the Instagram on to get your answer, but I'll say bye to everyone else. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be back next week, Wednesday, 5 p.m. to take your questions live. Join us on YouTube. The YouTube page has a lot of videos, recording of this, clips, and a bunch of other information. The JQK Law for YouTube page and Instagram page. Bye, everybody. Have a good one.